Some dreams are too big for this world to contain, but Jordan Hill's story proves even broken dreams can inspire millions. In Detroit's toughest neighborhood, where hope felt as rare as sunshine in winter, a 7-year-old named Jordan Hill clung to a battered basketball like it was a lifeline. Raised by his mother Sarah, who juggled 3 jobs just to keep food on the table, Jordan learned early that dreams were a luxury. Yet every dawn, before the city woke, Jordan would slip out to the abandoned court behind their building. The backboard splintered, the rim netless, the pavement cracked. To him, it was Madison Square Garden. He'd narrate his own game winners in hushed tones, imagining roaring crowds instead of sirens. One evening, after bullies stole his only ball, his mother found him crying on the court. Instead of scolding, she sat beside him and whispered, "They can take your ball, but never your dream." That night, she worked an extra shift to buy him a new ball. Neither could know that this act of love would spark a journey from poverty to the pinnacle of basketball, a journey destined for both triumph and heartbreak. At 14, Jordan's body and talent exploded. 6 inches taller in a year, his name whispered in every school hallway. Coach Williams at MLK High noticed his raw skill and offered him a place on the varsity team. "Talent is nothing without discipline," Coach warned. Jordan's morning started at 5 a.m. with grueling drills, his nights spent with textbooks, determined to earn a scholarship. The first time he dunked in a real game, the crowd's roar echoed through the city. Suddenly, local papers featured his highlights, and college scouts filled the bleachers. But with success came isolation. Childhood friends, once teammates, now watched with envy. Jordan's answer was simple: work harder. By junior year, he averaged 28 points per game and held scholarship offers from top colleges. The kid with nothing now stood on the edge of everything, not knowing how thin that edge could be. Duke University's Cameron Indoor Stadium had never seen a freshman like Jordan Hill. He shattered records, led the team to the Final Four, and became the face of college basketball overnight. Sarah finally left her jobs, watching her son courtside, tears of pride streaming down her face. Endorsement deals and media requests poured in, and NBA scouts predicted him as a top draft pick. Yet the spotlight brought shadows. Jordan's phone buzzed nonstop, relationships frayed, and his girlfriend Lisa felt him slipping away. "You're not the same," she whispered during their last call. Jordan drowned himself in practice, chasing the validation of the crowd, but feeling more alone than ever. By March, he was a national sensation, but the higher the climb, the steeper the fall. Sophomore year, the pressure became suffocating. Jordan carried the weight of his family's hopes, his university's legacy, and millions of fans' expectations. Panic attacks started in practice. Insomnia haunted him, and prescription pills became his crutch. Performance slipped, critics pounced, and trolls filled his feeds with hate. Even his teammates grew distant. Coach K tried to reach him, but Jordan was lost in fear of failing, of losing everything, of letting his mom down. Sarah noticed the change in his voice but didn't know about the pills or the darkness closing in. Jordan told himself it was temporary, just until the season ended. But pressure, like addiction, only grows when ignored. March 15th, 2019. Elite 8. Duke versus Kentucky. Jordan, playing the worst game of his career, collapsed mid-court, not from injury but from an overdose. The pills meant to calm his nerves, mixed with something stronger from a teammate. Paramedics rushed in as 70,000 watched in horror. Sarah's scream pierced the chaos. In the ambulance, Jordan's heart stopped twice. Doctors fought for hours to save him. When he finally woke, Sarah was at his side, holding his hand. "I'm sorry, Mama," he whispered. News of his collapse exploded online. Speculation, blame, and judgment. The truth was simpler. The golden boy was breaking, and nobody had seen it coming. The fallout was swift and brutal. Duke quietly ended his scholarship. NBA scouts vanished. Endorsements evaporated. Jordan returned to Detroit, not as a hero, but a warning. The apartment he'd bought for Sarah was foreclosed. She went back to waitressing, now supporting her son through rehab. Friends disappeared. Lisa moved on. Jordan spent his days in group therapy, haunted by what he'd lost. I had it all and threw it away for pills. The media turned his story into a cautionary tale. The courts that once cheered him now sat empty, his trophies gathering dust. At 20, Jordan felt his life was over before it began.